Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Black Waves. I am your DM, GM, storyteller, whichever you would like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I am here with a bunch of lovely people, starting off with Sarmama.
Hi, I am Cyber Mama, and I am playing Sasha Oak River, which is a failing swashbuckler rogue.
All right, next up, we have Ellen.
Hello, I'm Ellen. I play Senna Thunderhall, who is a half-elf bard / cleric.
Fantastic. And last but not least, we have Wade.
I am Wade. I am playing Desh, the Kobold Ranger, accompanied always by my faithful war beast, Nash.
Yeah. All right, well, giving us a recap this week will be Wade, as he retells how exactly the party managed to get back onto a boat. And for Ellen, this is her second character that is adventuring on a boat in the campaigns that we have running here on the channel. But this time she's not being belittled by the National Guard. So, Wade, take it away.
Better not turn up.
Not going to question what is happening in that alternate universe right now, but for this universe, we had just left the battlefield where we had fought that metric truckload of undead and made our way towards the city of the Tanu, where we had planned to, at the very least, hitch a ride on their high-speed trams to cut a little bit of the distance off. What transpired is apparently the whole mountain is covered with a lot of just frustrating illusion magic. Just the whole damn place is soaked in it, and it was only after our lovely bard friend here just managed to dispel it that we finally figured out, oh, this is where we have to go, finally. After we got into the city, spent a night or two there to recoup and reap rewards in the form of coinage. From there, we figured out that, oh, airships are apparently a thing, just crazy flying contraptions, where we booked a ticket on that because apparently that would take us right to where we need to go and cut out weeks of travel time that we were already planning on. Upon arriving at the Dwarven City, quickly making our way to the shipyard, we commissioned a captain to take us fishing to head across the ocean and see if we can't pick up the trail of Desh's overarching personal goal of the Cart of the Grove. I believe we were just leaving port when we last left off.
Indeed. So the three of you and Nash all managed to bring your things aboard the ship and stow yourselves away in relatively decent cabins that are provided for you. Unlike most of the crew, which looks to be sleeping on the second deck in hammocks, they actually give you proper cabins on the second deck. However, Nash is going to have to share a cabin with the chef. It's the only cabin down there that will actually fit his size.
Oh, wow.
So it's like the kitchen and the chef's bedroom are one room?
Exactly. He's got an impromptu stove where he can light fires, a couple pots, and a pantry and a bed down there. And the room just happens to be large enough for Nash and him to squeeze in there. But that's the only room down there for Nash to squeeze into. If he were to... it's a little too cluttered for him to sleep and allow the crew to do their normal functions in the open part of the second deck. Okay,
so in theory, he can move about the ship. It's just going to be a massive roadblock if he moves about.
Yeah. Essentially, if Nash stays in one place for too long outside of that cabin on the second deck, it's going to cause some issues with the crewmates as they attempt to perform their normal duties. However, he can move about freely on the main deck itself.
Okay. Well, upon seeing these are the arrangements, Desh would very much approach the chef, and I'm very sorry. My friend is large. Did not know it would only work in your house.
before you, you see a gray-haired, 4'8" human male, somewhere in his late 40s. He does have a peg leg on his left leg, and you can see that there are several scars that go up and along his arms on either side, and he's wearing a very plain white, it looks like it's actually burlap shirt, and some just torn pants. As you come up to him, and he just looks at you, and then looks at Nash and says, "It's all right, as long as he doesn't eat the chicken."
I will make sure he is not eating anything that I do not give him, be it my berries or whatever rations we have quartered for ourselves.
Mm.
If need be, I can move him to top deck and only move him down when it is time to rest. Give you what room you need to do the job of feeding the crew and us.
That would be appreciated. Unless he has, and he looks over Nash, some ability to aid in cooking, but I highly doubt that.
I think he would only be a good taster, and he would not tell you what he tastes.
Actually, maybe that would be a good idea. Are you able to speak to the beast?
I speak as we do. No, not long conversation, but I can understand him. I can understand
Unfortunately,
needs.
could have made a great taste tester. Would have told me if I needed a little bit more salt.
Unfortunate. I can try to earn keep if that is something you need, or since I am imposing on your space, I would want to make it worthwhile, either helping you here if I can, or if too cramped here, seeing his bed. I prefer to stay near a friend, so if not against rules, you may claim my better bed if it is fair trade.
It is fine the way it is. Don't worry about it, friend. And he kind of gives you a pat on the back. All right, let's at least get lunch going. And he starts beginning to work. And you notice that he's trying to, as he goes to work, he's trying to sort of get Not on his good side, or get on Not's good side, I should say, as he goes through like the process of creating a stew. And you can see he starts to peel some onions, and he like gives Not the peels.
Hey, Nash.
Yeah. Or not. Why am I thinking? I've been watching a lot of Critical Role the last 2 days.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's our captain. I don't think the other cavalcade of whatever the fuck's going on in that.
Nash. My bad.
Yeah, I imagine he will eat it. Whether or not he likes it is another thing. I know he's a carnivore. I don't know if he's, garbage disposal where it's like, I will eat what I can get, but I mean, he gnashes on and chomps on bones, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Is Ani Sidora the captain or the vessel?
The Anisadora is the vessel.
Anisadora. This vessel. No.
It's
Captain
not
is
Anisadora. Yes, the captain is essentially just Yasha.
Yeah, which is confusing for me because there's that Yasha, there's this Yasha, and on my Tuesday game, there's another vampire in that game, which is Warrior Woman named Yasha.
You're surrounded by a lot of Yashas.
Apparently.
Yasha. Any character that that Ashley will ever do will probably be loved and copied many times.
All I know is that it's a lot more commonplace than I expected.
So, your travel is going to take you a while in order to get to the archipelago itself and the surrounding waters. And we are going to do a bit of a time skip in order to not make you sit through a creaking old ship that has people going about cleaning things. So
we don't get five whole sessions of downtime?
No. Over the next 3 days of travel, what would you all like to get done?
Well, Sasha would like to practice with the tools and the idol that she has gotten for prayer and prayer rituals.
tools and idol you've gotten for prayer and prayer rituals. Go ahead and make me a religion check and add a +4 to it.
All right. And add a +4 to it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So grand total of 10. Okay.
Yeah, didn't go
You're getting some progress done. It's a little interesting to try and work in the use of objects and idols and things like that into your normal prayers. You're not entirely used to it, and for some reason my soundtrack just cut out, so that's fun.
Yeah, Roll20 just did a really weird thing and kicked me out and put me in a different game for some reason.
That's interesting.
weird.
I'm gonna refresh my Roll20 because it looks like we're having issues, folks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it all looks fine on my part, but
There we go. Now it's back and working over here. Great, fantastic. All right. But yeah, so you go ahead and you do a few prayers and things like that using the idol over the next few days, and you feel like you're slowly beginning to form more and more of a bond with your desired patron. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to get done during those days?
No, it's just meditation and prayer.
Okay. So, as the camera pulls away from her, rosary in hand, an idol on top of her writing desk, and goes into the main thoroughfare of the second deck, what would the other two of you be doing over the next 3 days?
well, something that I'm probably not going to do because I'm only now looking at it now. In my bag, I have from way back when we fought a giant hell beast in the desert. I have about half a dozen poison glands. Are those dried up and useless by now?
They are indeed. Unfortunately,
All right.
they were not properly stored to be usable this far out.
All right, in that case,
You feel as though the way that they've dried up and pruned, you probably had a window of about 3 days when you initially harvested them.
Yeah, fortunately, we're always moving, so take that out of my bag, toss it overboard, I guess. And I guess
Roll me a
for
d20.
the time. Okay.
Okay. Good enough.
Great,
going.
I'm probably luring something to us, not thinking about hindsight. But I guess at that point, I would be, keep Nash above deck, like I promised the chef. And Dash would just spend time making himself useful. This is his journey. He's pulling both companions and this crew of sailors out to wherever we're going. So Dash would, I guess, volunteer for jobs to help make things run smoother. Just an extra pair of hands.
Okay. Can I ask, do you have navigation water in your tool proficiencies?
Do not.
Okay, so what I'm going to need from you is a straight wisdom check, no proficiency modifier.
Okay. Ugh.
Okay, 9. So you do your best to try and help out and contribute to the efforts to get you where you want to go, and to kind of pay for the inconveniences that are caused. You don't do a great job, but, they appreciate what little help you can provide. However, they are keeping you away from the tacking and rigging from now on.
Fair point.
Is that all you would like to get done over those 3 days?
I guess the downtime. I've been doing a lot of shooting with it. It's enchanted now, so I don't know if it's gonna get dirty. But I guess make sure both my boom gun and my magic rifle are well maintained and cleaned, working properly.
Fantastic. Do you have a cleaner's kit?
I imagine I got one. Yeah, I think I got one when I bought them.
We all have cleaner's kits.
Fantastic. So you go ahead and use your cleaner's kit and clean up your firearms. All right. And we pull away from your meticulous work, both on the deck and also on your equipment, to finally rest with Cinna as we see what she's been doing for the last 3 days.
I think that I would like to teach Timo to charge and headbutt people on command. Like, I think it would come in handy in battle. I don't want him to, like, be getting in the middle of battles, but it might be a useful thing for him to know how to do, to defend himself.
Make me a animal handling check. Make me 3 of them in total.
Okay.
We'll represent that as the 3 days that you spend training. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Timo.
So
Maybe he's dumb and can't learn. Maybe that's why I failed.
on the first day of Timo training, where do you do this training, by the way?
Oh, on the main deck of the ship.
Okay. So on the first day of training, you attempt to get Timo to do a commanded charge at a target of your choosing. After maybe about a good 4 hours of like coaxing him into it, giving him treats to try and teach him that he gets a small reward for hitting things, you give him an order to charge something, and he veers off course and he smacks right into one of the crew members. Go ahead and roll me damage for Timo. Should be Ram on his sheet if you have that available.
I don't have a character sheet for him.
Okay, that's fine. I will see if I can grab one for you. Orange. Let's see here. And here we go. What is his RAM? So that's going to be... Roll me a 1d20 plus 5.
Uh-oh.
Dang, Timo.
Okay, so he definitely hits. And then roll me 2d4 plus 3. All right, so you watch as Timo takes off from one end of the ship to the other, and down the line, in the line that he is charging, you can see that there's a seaman there, his back turned, bent over a pile of ropes that he's currently coiling up. When suddenly Timo goes slamming into him, sending him flying into the front of the ship, where he smacks his head against the wood, and you see he goes unconscious.
Yeah, I will run over there and obviously heal the guy and apologize and give him, like, I don't know. I'm trying to see if I have any random stuff in my inventory. Yeah. I don't have any cool stuff in my inventory. I'll apologize profusely.
Yeah.
And
several of the crew members come over and also attempt to help him up and quickly bring him to the infirmary after you give him a heal. The captain comes over and says, if we could not do this on the main deck, that would be preferable.
Sorry. Timo got a little carried away.
It was quite hilarious, but I'd rather my men not get injured on our voyage. After all, we might run into some of the sea folk.
I did ask everybody to stay out of the way, but I'll do it elsewhere in the future.
Thank you. With that, on the second day, your continue your trials either on the second deck or the cargo deck, you actually manage to get him to do a proper charge and not hurt anyone in the process. However, the third day comes, and you're doing your testing. You've decided that since he's able to handle himself well in the cargo deck and not hit any of the crates that are down there, you want to try it out where he's in a more, restricted area. So you try it out in the second deck. And Sasha, in the middle of your prayers, As you sit there on your knees, looking up towards this idol, quietly praying away to yourself, there's a sudden lurch and a bend in the wood of your right wall, as two horns come jutting through, sprinkling you with a few splinters of wood. As you can see Timo's horns stuck in the wall for a moment. And there's a rowdy about 2.5 minutes of them digging him out of the side of your cabin.
Sorry.
Well, that was eventful. Hi.
He means well.
Peepholes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what a girl needs. Peepholes.
In order to patch it, they put up a tarp because they don't want to sacrifice any of their additional wood in case they have to deal with any flooding damage.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Is that the only thing you would get done over your 3 days?
Yeah.
Okay. So the 3 days pass with these events going on, and Nash and the cook seem to actually get along quite well. He actually rolled quite high on his animal handling checks. So, on the third day, when you finally bring Nash back into the chef's cabin, you go ahead and set him up so he'll be in his nice, comfy spot, leaving as much room as possible for the cook to work. And you notice when the cook goes to prepare dinner, Nash is even helping out by moving a few things here and there in the kitchen to help out the chef.
He is best boy.
Yes.
Best boy.
All right. So, you all make your way to sleep on the third night, and as you're beginning to go to bed, of course, there's the rolling sound of thunder and the light tapping of rain against the top hole above you. Go ahead and everyone make me perception checks at disadvantage.
The nines. It's the 9 night.
Perception. Uh-oh. Huh? Sorry, hold on. My sheet just closed.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nash is fast asleep.
Yeah.
One second.
Mm-hmm. No, 12. Okay. So, Senna and Sasha, you are slowly getting to the point where the morning has come and the two of you are slowly beginning to wake up and come out of bed when the two of you notice the sound of light taps against the side of the ship, and they don't sound like rain, as they're quickly followed by a few scratching noises before quickly you begin to hear a bit of a rustle and bustle above on the top deck, and there's a quick shout that briefly pierces the air. Sea attack! Sea attack! Help! And there's a ding 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 ding.
Okay. I am putting my boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna put my hand crossbow in one hand
Mm-hmm.
and my blade in the other.
Okay.
And then I'll put my my dagger in my tail and run upstairs.
Do you take the time to put on your armor?
Yes.
Okay. What about Senna?
Yeah, I will don my armor as well. I just have a breastplate and grab my, I guess I don't use a weapon, and run upstairs as well to help.
Okay. Nash, you or not Nash, but Desh, you wake up not too long after this, and while you do hear the sound of a lot of footsteps up above, you're not entirely sure what's going on. And it's not until you hear the sound of several footsteps running past your room, and the sound of Nash clawing away at the kitchen door, that you realize something is wrong.
Okay, well, if I know something's wrong, I am quick to my feet. Got my rifle ready to go, and I'm moving for the door to open it and peer outside.
So you move to the door, open it, and peer outside, and you can see about 3 or so crew members are quickly rushing from their hammocks in the back of the second deck, making their way towards the 2 staircases that lead up to the main deck itself. And you can see one other as you look back towards where they ran from, who's beginning to climb up the ladder to one of the overlook decks in the back.
All right, if I see those 3 run past, and if I'm not seeing anyone else immediately rushing out, I am very much taking point, but then I'm also having Nash follow me out and head up to the main deck.
Okay. So as you take point and open up the kitchen door for Nash to head out, you hear a light clang and some shuffling coming from your companions' rooms as they don their armor on, and that takes time. And you go ahead and head upstairs.
Sleeping in light armor.
All right. Yeah, you can sleep in light armor. That is very true. All right. So that means I would like Desh and Nash to go ahead and roll me initiative after I get your tokens up, and I'm going to bring you all over to the battle map.
I'm rolling the dice. Sea Serpent.
There we go. Let's get your tokens down. So let's get Nash. You should have control of that.
Yep. Oh, he's just a small boy.
No, he's not.
Nope. Got
Which size category is he right now?
with the last level up, he became huge. Oh, he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Yes, he is indeed. And would you ride him out? It'd be a little difficult, and you'd have to ride on the tail end of him to get up the stairs themselves, but you could.
I'd say that I'd like hitch a ride in his tail, but as soon as Nash breaks out in the open air, I would clamber up to get to his saddle.
Okay. Fantastic. So you go ahead and you get that done. We'll say that's your preparedness. Go ahead and roll initiative for the 2 of you. And when the ladies are done donning their armor is when we will add them to the combat.
All right.
Fantastic. So we're going to give a general roll for...
I need to add a turn for Nash, because I don't have an initiative button for him.
Gotcha. There you go.
So Nash is a little slow. He's a little cramped.
Yes, indeed he is. All right. Let's see.
So now looking at this size category, is it possible now that I can shoot without disadvantage if I'm riding Nash and someone's trying to attack Nash?
Yes.
He's just that big.
Now that he's this big.
I am mobile. I am just backpack cobalt turret.
Absolutely. So I need to roll some initiatives here. Let's go ahead and get an initiative for our attackers. They're only a +1. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Let's get an initiative for our sailors, who are a +3.
You can only roll better.
18. There we go. That's more like it.
I think I win the speed tie with my +5
You
dex.
do, because you have a +5. Correct. So let's make that a little clear. So 0.3 for them, and then 0.5 for you. Okay, and then let's see. Then I need to roll one more in confidence. And by in confidence, I mean I'm going to roll it normally, but it's not going to show for you guys on the turn order.
Well, it's not Yasha. We're waiting for the big bad serpent monster to show up.
Let's see here. He is a... Oh, okay. He's only a +2. 7. Fantastic.
So far, the friendlies have initiative.
All right, and I'm going to have Yasha go on the sailor's turn. So, Desh, as you come about, you can see that there are several sailors around you who are engaged in melee combat with these 4-armed, dripping, wet, lizard-like creatures with large gills on either side of their necks that sort of flap and vibrate as they stand here on the deck. Many of them holding tridents or spears, one of them holding a scimitar, in various states of rust. Covered in light leather armors, attacking the sailors.
All right. Well, upon seeing that we are under attack, Desh is very quick to scan the battlefield, seeing how everything is stacking up right now, and he's going to see this poor Gamuk over here is outnumbered, so he's going to take a shot at the guy who's possibly flanking him.
All right, so as you look around, you can see on the deck slightly above you where the actual steering column is, and you can see over by one of the cannons towards the aft of the ship, there's a sailor who's quickly being outnumbered by 2 of these creatures, and you turn around as best you can in the saddle and take a shot towards one of the fishy folk.
Boom!
22
to hit.
is going to hit for 14 piercing damage. You need to be on the right layer. There we go. 14 piercing damage. All right, so you take a shot and you watch as the bullet rips into the creature's shoulder, and one of its arms immediately goes limp, and its shield lowers in front of the seaman.
All right. In that case, Nash, hearing the quote-unquote dinner bell of, oh, the gun's gone off, against that guy, who's directly diagonal of him, Nash is going to take his reaction Big Claw.
Okay, so Nash, sort of hearing the gunshot, goes ahead and he also turns in the direction that you fired, and he can see that on roughly eye level with him is this creature on the upper deck, and he takes a swipe at him.
27 to hit for 17.
27 is going to hit. 17 slashing damage. All right. Oof. Fantastic.
All right, and nothing particularly prey-worthy is getting my attention, so there will be no need for a hunter's mark yet.
Okay. All right, now for the sailors.
Ash.
Okay, for the sailors, with their sort of, as best they can, many of them wearing very light clothing, pull out, many of them also carrying short swords, begin taking slashes out at the creatures. So we're going to go for him. Wow, they're doing really well.
I had the good crew.
Yeah, you did hire the good crew. Indeed, this one gets advantage. And then only that one is left to attack. He misses. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them managed to hit. And they are going to be doing 6 and then plus 3. 7 points of piercing damage to the creatures that they managed to strike. So let me go ahead and mark that off. So you watch as the battle turns into a general melee all around you. And so far, it looks like these sailors are managing to hold their own. As we make our way over to the captain, who's going to go ahead and swing out. She's going to take 1 attack against the 2 that are standing next to her. So for her, it's a +4. Oh, no. Why did I do plus money symbol? I was holding shift, that's why.
Yeah, she gets the money.
20 plus 4. There we go. She still misses that first strike, and she swings around. 14, is that going to hit that?
These are the questions.
That is not going to hit. So You watch as she's quickly surrounded by these two individuals, their tridents in hand, and as they're sort of taking light jabs at her here and there, she tries to swing at each of them, but both of them quickly jump back and away from her blade. All right. And then that's going to bring us to our fishy boys. So, for them, they're +3 to hit. He has advantage, actually, so I'm going to roll twice for that. Okay, that's just a better hit. Alright, you don't have advantage. The two of you don't have advantage either, so 1, 2... Oh! Okay. Then the two attacking Yasha. Alright. Then we go for these two over here. That one and that one. There we go. Fantastic. So with that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. Wow. All right. And let me double check on their damage. Their damage is a +5 to their normal roll, so 1d8 +5. Okay, so they're doing 8 points of damage, and then the sailors who got hit are going to have to make Constitution saving throws. They don't have great Constitution, so it's just a straight D20.
What do you mean the life on the sea didn't make them really hardy?
All right. So 1, 2, 3 of them save. All right. So that is going to be an additional 8 points of poison damage. All right. So as you watch the melee go back and forth, you can see those who get hit by these tridents begin to act as though they've been affected by something almost caustic-like, as many of them begin holding their wounds and then screaming out in agony. Some of them even falling over. So that's you.
God.
They did really well, but unfortunately, some of them, it was just far too much. You too. Great. All right. And then for the 2 natural 20s on Dear Captain. I'll just take the damage that they already rolled. So let's see here. Okay. Wow. Alright, so she takes 34 points of damage. And that is going to bring us to Nash.
Alright. Nash, who only just now I'm realizing is out of order in the initiative. He should have gone before the enemies, but fine.
This is true, yeah, he should have.
As he is... Okay, does... I don't remember if he had like a crazy... No, he didn't have a crazy jump thing yet. He is going to lash out, this time with his tongue, to try and give the captain a little support.
Okay. So noticing that the captain is being surrounded and quickly stabbed almost to death, Nash goes ahead and gives some aid by lashing out with his spiked tongue. Go ahead and roll me that attack.
15 to hit.
That barely hits. And that's going to be 18 points of damage.
And I don't remember if the con DC goes up at all now. He's been leveling up, but right now I have it currently as 12. I don't know if that increases as he leveled or not.
No, it has not yet.
Okay, so it's DC 12.
Constitution?
For 10 poison or half on a successful save. So yeah, they take only 5 poison.
Okay, so 5 poison. Alright, so 18 piercing. And then for your poison, that's another 5. And then I need to check something real quick. There we go. Not you, but you. All right. So as you watch Nash lash out with his tongue towards one of the captain's attackers, it quickly pierces into the creature and then bisects it as it cleanly rips through its upper half.
It was a good boy.
All right. And is that going to be the end of Nash's turn? Would you like to move, do a bonus action, something like that?
I would have liked to move, but he is so big and chunky right now. I don't see a lot of open spaces he can come to a rest at.
Well, if you wanted to get up next to the captain, he would have to make a athletics check to go ahead and climb up to that raised part of the deck. He's free to move around, essentially. I'll mark it out for you. From the stairs, from where you're entering to the stairs on the other side of the front of the ship. So he's got about 40 to 35 movement before he'll have to make an athletics to climb up on any other higher portions of the top deck.
All right. Well, I think he's gonna try and go up on a top deck. So athletics. 19. He hauls himself up with ease, I imagine.
Absolutely. Quickly manages to scramble his way up.
And let's draw ourselves some attention as we can come to a rest right there, middle of the melee.
Fantastic. So as Nash sort of pulls himself up, you hear the splinting and cracking of wood underneath his massive claws as he quickly goes overhead of the captain and then lands down next to her, squishing the already bisected lizard-like fishy creature from earlier. All right. And then for our secretive boy, let's see, let's go ahead and move him.
I don't like that I see fucking lines being drawn in the water. We're gonna get shipwrecked.
You know what? I know what he's going to do. He needs to make an athletics check. And he's a +5. 16 is enough. So you watch as these two large claws come out of the water below and latch on to the back of the ship before you can see a large tentacled crustacean begin to pull itself over onto the ship itself. So we're going to bring you to the token layer and slams down right
that's
on
a
top
fun
of this
boy.
guy. Yeah.
Nash is bigger though.
Nash is bigger, but you can see as it makes its way up, it quickly takes notice of Nash, snaps its claws twice, and it's going to go ahead and just hop on down one deck to get to about there before ending its turn. And that's going to bring us to the top of the order when we finally get Sasha. You have donned your armor, and you have made it up to the main deck itself. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Okay. So, let me hit initiative. Oh, great.
Fantastic. All right. What is your initiative bonus is 1? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, he is a 7.2. You are a 7.1.
Alright.
Go ahead and descending order that. There we go. All right, Desh, you're up.
Well, big game has made itself apparent, so I am going to Hunter's Mark favorite foe, the big crab boy.
Hey, go ahead and Hunter's Mark Big Crab Boy.
Alright. And technically, because we still have one stalwart Gamuk over there, he is technically within range of an ally, so Pack Tactics still applies as I take a shot.
All right.
26.
That is going to hit. As you watch it digs into the chitinous armor that gleams with the fresh water sort of dripping off of it.
All
So
right,
16.
16 magical piercing with an additional 6 extra hunter's mark damage.
Okay, with an additional 6 Hunter's Mark. Fantastic. So you crack off another shot, this time aimed at the large crustacean that pulled itself onto the ship, and you can see it burrows a hole through its chitinous armor, where you can see that there is a bit of a black void left before quickly you watch as there is a twist of flesh within the hole itself, and a new tentacle comes pouring its way out of the hole that you recently made.
Oh joy, it's an octopus and a golem.
All right.
Alright, and then reaction. My boy Nash is... you know what? If he's coming to challenge, Nash will possibly... Because I know this guy's already been hurt, so Nash is going to try and claw at that guy.
Okay.
26 to hit versus 20 flashing.
That is going to hit, and once again, Nash strikes out at a creature, and you watch as it is quickly bisected. It's 2 parts going flying off the deck and slamming bloodily into the water below.
Alright, and with that, that's Desh's turn.
It's going to bring us to our sailors, those who are left. Let's see. One. He is going to go ahead and move to here. You're going to go and move to there. The 2 of you are going to stay where you are, and he is going to put his back to the mast, so that way he feels as though he can't be flanked. So they're going to go ahead and do their strikes. Let's see. Next 2 are going to be an advantage. So 1, 2. There's a natural 20. All right, and then 1, 2. All right, and then 2 more at advantage. And 1, 2. Okay, that does not hit. And then the last one just does a singular strike. 22. So that's going to be he hits. Those 2 miss. You hit, and there's the natural 20 and the 22. All right. We're going to go and roll damage for them.
Come on, morale, fight back.
Okay. With the damage that they managed to do, you watch. Let's see. Is that enough? That's not enough for him. But that is enough for you. And enough for you. So, you can see that as the sailors are sort of beginning to cluster together and form an actual battle line, they manage to take out a few of these attackers before quickly moving over with the remainder of their movement to try and make preparations to strike out at the last of the attackers. He's going to go ahead and move again. And this one's going to rush over. Let's see. Can he make it there in 1 turn? Actually, you know what? He's just going to make sure that he can gang up. So 5, 10, 15, oops, 20. There we go. All right, and that's going to bring us to Nash.
All right, so something big and mean is coming his way, but with a whistle from Desh, I would say Nash will do his best to turn and with a side swipe try and free up the captain more. Because if she goes down, there ain't no one to sail this ship towards where he needs to go. Oh, and he swings wide though.
He swings wide, and you watch as he takes a chunk out of some of the wood up on the deck as the creature quickly gives a snarl towards him and then gets back into position to attack the captain.
All right, well, that was my boy's big move.
Okay, and that brings us over to the other large threat. on the ship. It goes ahead and it's going to step on the body of the sailor. And it's going to strike out at you, the rider.
Oh, it's at reach? Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. So you watch. Let's see here. Let me get his sheet. Okay. All right.
Whatever he's hitting with, it's got
Plus
disadvantage,
6.
so that's a plus.
20 plus 6. Oh,
Yeah.
a natural one with the first claw.
And a 14 with the second
14.
claw. Which misses.
Miss.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Displacer Cloak.
So you watch as it tries to grab onto you as best it can, snapping at you twice with its large pincers, to no avail. And with that, what it is going to do... Let's see
Be
here.
demoralized and jump back in the ocean.
If only. If only.
If only.
Okay. Fantastic. That's all it's going to do for his turn. So, that brings us to Sasha. You're on deck. There's fighting all around. You're not sure if the sailors are winning or losing at this point, but things are happening.
Okay.
And there's the sound of two large creatures that creak the wood of the deck above you.
I'm coming straight to here.
Okay.
I'm
Let's see
going
here.
to hit this guy.
You'd only be able to get to here because you can't get past him. These are the
Okay.
staircases right here.
So I'm going to hit this guy
All right.
with my sword.
Okay, so you can hear the commotion above you. You quickly turn and begin running up the stairs and see one of the creatures standing there with its trident out, looking like it's ready to charge the captain. And you run up and attempt to hit it with a 24. All right. So that is going to hit, and that's going to deal 6 points of slashing damage.
Is it evil?
Nope, that's not what I meant to press. No, it's not.
Too bad.
Not everything you fight is evil.
All right, sneak attack.
Okay. Unfortunately, sneak attack does not go off because he is within 5 feet of a friend. And Rakish Audacity states that there needs to be no one within 5 feet of yourself and your opponent during that duel.
Regular sneak attack does apply.
Regular sneak attack applies. Why?
Because, again, to rehash this, regular sneak attack, it's either you have advantage or an ally is within 5 feet. Regular Audacity is just an additional option where if you are 1v1ing someone, it allows sneak attack. So
Right,
regular,
but she doesn't have advantage.
but Nash is
But my
right there.
ally.
Nash is not within 5 feet.
Who's she
The regular,
attacking?
she is attacking
I'm attacking
the fishy
this guy.
creature directly up on top of the stairs.
Yeah,
Here.
but isn't the captain my ally?
She's not within 5 feet either, because regular sneak attack states that in order to gain advantage for the sneak attack to work,
She's attacking this one, right?
she's
No,
attacking
I'm
this
attacking
one.
this one because he wouldn't let me move here.
Oh, you're on top of the person. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to.
I thought you were
move
attacking
here.
this guy.
I wanted to
No.
move here, but he wouldn't let me. He
If
said
she
I had
was
to come over
attacking
here.
this one, then yes, absolutely. But she can't get past the one that's at the stairs right here.
So I guess I don't get my sneak attack.
Correctamundo. So that's just
Alright,
6 points
fine.
of slashing damage.
All right.
All
well,
right.
then I will then take my dagger and give him a little shiv.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack with your bonus action.
Okay.
Okay, 14 misses as you attempt to stab him with the dagger, but he quickly dodges out of the way. All right, you still have, let's see here. Your movement is 25, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you've moved 15 to get there, because you would have moved 10 feet to get to the bottom of the stairs and then 5 feet up. if you want to try and get away.
No, I'm gonna stand right here.
All right, fantastic. So that brings us to our fishy friends. Seeing as you've just stabbed him, you watch as the one with the trident quickly turns towards you and snarls.
Senna hasn't gotten up yet.
It takes a
Got
long
heavier
time to don heavy armor.
Okay.
This one is going to move to here. This one, well, yeah. That'll give him flanking, but... Yeah, this one will go ahead and move to here. Okay. And these two are going to go ahead and make me athletics checks to see if they can safely jump down from this upper portion of the deck. Because otherwise you have to take a ladder down. It's just a +2 for them. 16 and an 8. Alright, the one who rolls an 8 is going to take d6 worth of damage as he suddenly remembers that above the water, gravity hurts. He takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he comes crashing down onto the deck with Nash, and this one lands safely down there. Before he goes ahead and uses the last of his movement to get up there. Let me mark off his damage. 3. And this one is going to go ahead and move in to close in for the kill. Fantastic. The rest of them are surrounded. So, we're going to have 2 different attackers for Nash with advantage because they're flanking. So here's the first attacker. And there. Does an 18. Okay. And then the second attacker. 22.
22 will hit.
All right. So Nash takes, for the normal part of this, oh, wait, I forgot his +4. So that's 6 points of piercing damage.
Right.
And then he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 15.
Okay.
22. All right, so he just takes half the damage. That's gonna be
Which is
6. So that is 7 points of poison damage.
He takes no damage because he's immune to being to poison damage in the poison condition.
Fantastic. All right, so that means only the poison would have had effect in the condition that it gives because it does not give the poison condition. All right. So that is going to bring us to the unfortunate sailor who's surrounded on all sides. 1, 2, 19's going to hit, and then 1, 2, 12's going to miss. Then the one that's normally attacking him, 19's going to hit. All right. So 8. It's +4. Nope, not +5, +4. So that's 12 damage. Right. And he's still barely up. Alright, and then we have... the one without advantage is going to attack Nash.
Alright.
14's going to miss. Okay. This one, who I forgot to move, is going to run over to here, and he's going to make 2 checks real quick. 2 acrobatics checks to see if he can leap over the cannons without issue. And he has a +3 for that. Natural 20 on the first one, and a 10 on the second one, and he takes /R 1d3 bludgeoning damage when you watch as he deftly jumps over the first cannon. However, when he attempts to jump over the second, he catches his foot and lands prone, smacking his chin into the deck. Alright, mark him for prone. And he takes the 2 damage on top of that. Alright. That's going to bring us to our lonely fighters on the other side of the ship. 1 and 2. Okay, 14's going to miss. 21 is going to hit. 8 +4. 8 points of piercing damage, and then he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. That is a d20. And then that is a success, so he takes half damage, and that is 2d6. So that is 3 points of poison damage, and he does not get the condition effect. All right. And that brings us back to Desh. You quickly find that Nash is being surrounded on all sides.
Yes, perhaps. Well, I'm going to, you know what, soften up some of our options here, as this one up front is going to get a shot.
Okay.
19 to hit.
You are very lucky that you have pack tactics, as you aim down at one of the creatures, and for a moment your sight becomes double, but it quickly snaps back to reality as you take your shot, and you manage to slam into him with a 19. That's going to be 25 points of damage, as you watch as his head explodes, and there's a splatter of bluish gore that sprays onto the deck.
Alright, and as a reaction, because this guy just so kindly proned himself, Nash is going to just go after him with a big old claw. Right, 27 to hit for only 10, though.
Okay, 10 points of damage. Alright. So you watch as Nash claws into this individual, and there's a large chunk of flesh that is torn out, and it begins holding its side. Still up, but definitely on its last legs. And that brings us to... is that the end of your turn?
Indeed, we're holding our own and holding the line at the aft of the ship, I think is where we're fighting at.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us to the sailors. All right. +4s for the one guy surrounded on all sides in the back. It's 11. He misses. But then we're going to roll the 2 attacks for the captain. Actually, the captain's going to move slightly. She's going to slash out at both the creatures next to her. 21's going to hit, and a 10 is going to miss. So for the one that she hit with 21, that is going to be 2d6 plus 3. That is 11 points of slashing damage. She quickly tears into one. And then she is going to try and use the rest of her movement to Pirates of the Caribbean style hop on top of the cannon to give Sasha advantage. So making acrobatics from her. 14. She just barely manages to hop on up to the cannon itself. And you watch as her feet almost give way, and she almost slips on her butt, but she does manage to hold herself upright and level her sword towards the 2 creatures next to her, giving you advantage, Sasha. All right. For our other sailors who have advantage at the front of the ship, we're going to go ahead and roll for them. All right, for the first group, 1, 2... 18 is going to hit, and 1, 2, 23 is going to hit. Alright. Here, 1d6 plus 3. Okay. So that's 7 damage there, and then another 4 from him. Okay, they managed to do quite a bit of damage to that one, but it's still up. And then for the one that's ganged up on all sides... Oops, wrong roll. 1, 2, 20 is going to hit. 21 is going to hit. And then an 18 is going to hit. So that is D6 plus 3 from all 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. That's probably it dead. We'll see here. 5, then 7, then was it 6? Yeah, they managed to just take down their little friend there. They're going to quickly spread out to try and make it to your side of the ship and help you out. So let's see, how far can they get? Where they are, one of them will move up right behind Sasha. The others will try and take the other stairwell. They're going to get to right about here. Okay. So, that's going to bring us to Nash.
All right. Nash is going to, seeing that this whole end is nothing but enemies, and with a little nudging from Desh, is going to, for the time being, focus on this last little guy and the vague hopes that if the dice are kind, I can open up a retreat for that soldier to fall back to the friendly lines. So he's going to claw that one, going at him just full force, hopefully. 18 to hit for 12.
18 is going to hit for 12 points of damage, and you said it was against this one?
Yep.
All right. So you watch as Nash quickly spins around on his heels, ignoring the large creature attacking him, and instead slashes down on one of the creatures attacking one of the lone sailors still on the backside of the ship, and does take a chunk of damage out of one of his assailers, but does not manage to kill the thing.
Ugh. Oh, I did my best, but now brace for impact.
All right, and that brings us to the big boy. He watches the evil crustacean, noticing that you are a bit more tricky to hit, decides he'll go for the large lumbering one. And he is going to go ahead and, let's see here, looking at his abilities. So, bonus action Psychic Roar, and he is going to go ahead and boost himself and his allies within 30 feet. So that is going to be...
Like that.
Hold on. Pretty much everybody, except for the one on the other side of the ship. All right. So we're going to go ahead and roll his D12 to see what their bonus is. So they get a +5 to their attack rolls and saving throws.
That's nasty.
All right. And then that's going to eliminate the ability for him to do his multi-attack, so he's just going to take the one attack against Nash. So that's going to be his normal +5 and then +5 from his bolster. 15 is going to miss, however, as he tries to clamp down on Nash's claws as Nash goes and slashes out at one of his companions, and manages to just hit nothing but air and a little bit of wood. And with that, let's see, he's going to do a standing leap over Nash. So
I
he needs
don't like crap that jump.
1d20.
Unnatural.
Then +5 from his ability, and then, so wait, +4 normally, then +5 from his ability. 11. Oh, that's not good. So he does, in fact, land over here. However, you quickly watch as he takes... Slash R, 1d6. 1 point of bludgeoning damage as he smacks against the wood and sort of ends up on a teetering-tottering position where he is, and that will count him as prone for that.
Huzzah.
All right, that's going to bring us to Sasha. Sasha, you watch as this psychic burst, this purplish wave kind of emanates from this large crustacean on the other side of Nash, and the eyes of the creature before you begin to glow an intense, vibrant purple.
Okay, I'm going for this guy again.
All right, make your attack roll.
This time I have advantage. And my sneak attack should work. So, here you go. Slash.
Okay, 21 is going to hit with 6 slashing damage. He is not evil, so you don't get double there. However, do your sneak attack.
Okay, sneak attack.
15 points. Ooh. 15 there, and then
So they should be gone.
6 there. I think it's either death or pretty close. That is a death. All right. So you quickly, as you see this creature's eyes begin to light up, and it turns towards you, trident in hand, at a snarl on its lips. You cleave at it and manage to take it down before it's actually able to retaliate towards you. You are now free to get up to the next portion of the deck.
Okay. I am instead going to throw my dagger at this guy.
Okay.
So, dagger.
Well, that's a 20-foot range, which he is within. 21 is going to hit for 4 points of piercing damage. Is your dagger magical?
No, it is not.
Okay, so that does 2 points of damage. As you notice, it sort of slips into a piece of the chitin and then is quickly shoved out of the chitin, clattering to the ground below before there's
No, it
a
goes straight
slip and a
back
pop.
into the bottle.
Wait. Before there's a slip and a pop, and you watch as it returns to your belt. All right.
Okay, well, I am going to move. Well, I am going to move. Can I move here?
Where?
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You're able to freely go up and down the stairs at this point.
Right there. That's
All right.
where I'm gonna move.
You go ahead and move up, and you get over to one of the creatures bothering Nash. All right, and that's going to bring us over to our sea creatures. Let's see here. This guy's not doing so hot on the other side of the ship, so he's just going to roll to attack immediately. Slash R1d20. He is normally a +4, but he also gets to add on a +5. No, he does not. So take away that +5, and yeah,
19.
yeah, 19. That'll still hit. So 1d20, or not 1d20. No, it's 1d8. Then his +4, so that's 7 points of piercing damage. That guy needs to make a 1d20 for his con save. 7 fails, and then 2d6 for the poison damage. So then another 3 on top of that, and he is paralyzed as the poison takes effect. So I'm going to mark him with that to notify us that he is paralyzed. And with that, he is going to take a quick 5-foot step and put his back to the mast, so that way the other sailor does not have advantage to attack him. All right. Now, for the one that's prone is going to go ahead and stand up, as the one that slipped on the cannon earlier sort of clambers to his feet, still holding the massive gash at his side. This one's going to slightly move over here to give him advantage. This one's going to... Bonus action, disengage with the sailor so that he can move over to here to give him advantage. It's 2 advantages set up, and then these 2 are going to try and kill the sailor. So let's start with the 2 trying to kill the sailor that have advantage. They are +4s, but with their +5s from the psychic wave. That is a natural 1 and a 25. Luckily, the 25 still hits. And then for the other one, 23 is going to hit. So they both manage to do to him. And I'll roll this in one big cluster. So that's going to be 2d8. Or sorry, 2d6. And then plus there. That's 8 points of piercing damage to him. And then he needs to make a con save, which he succeeds, so he's only going to take 4d6 points of poison damage halved, and that is enough to... You watch as they stab from both ends with the sailor that's sort of flanked on your end of the ship, and they manage to... one stabs him in the heart, the other stabs him in the liver before he falls to the ground dead. And they are going to use their movement to quickly try and help out some of their friends. Let's see here. if this one were to move, 5, 10, 15, he'd have to make an athletics to jump there. And that would be all his movement. So yeah, he'll begin doing that. He's going to go ahead and get to here, make an athletics check. 20, and then he's plus 2, 6. No. So this one attempts to leap over the tail of Nash, and in the process just whacks straight into the nice scaly hide of Nash before sliding off and sliding prone on the ground over here.
Attack of advantage?
No.
I mean,
he does not get an attack of opportunity on him.
Opportunity, I meant.
All right. So now for the attacks on Nash. Let's see how they do. So we have, let's see here, 1, 2. Is that it? 3, 4 attacking with advantage, and then 1 attacking normally and 1 attacking with disadvantage because he's prone. So let's see here. So, actually, the one who's prone cannot attack. That's right. So 1d20, and they're plus 4, then they're plus 5 from the psychic. All right, starting with the first advantage boy, 24. That's a hit. All right. So that is going to be, excuse me, d8 plus 4 / R, 1d8 plus 4. 6 points of piercing damage and a con save.
He is immune to poison and poison damage.
It doesn't matter. The paralyzed can still affect him.
Okay.
21, he's fine. All right. I just don't get to roll any additional damage, that's all. Let's see here. Then, for the next one who has advantage, and then plus 5. 1, 2. Natural 20. So he's going to do a grand total of 20 points of piercing damage. All right. And then another con save.
Just fucking brute forcing, you're gonna get it.
13 is still enough. He's fine. All right. And then for, let's see, another one with advantage here. 23 is going to hit. For 7. And then the last one with advantage. 26 for 12. And then finally, the one without advantage. Still hits, 27. For 11 points of piercing damage.
Well, Nash went from just fine to fucking bloodied.
All right. That is going to bring us to Dash.
No sign of
No
Senna
sign.
yet.
Not yet. Heavy armor.
If it's heavy, we're not gonna see this whole fucking fight. It takes fucking 10 minutes to put on. Yeah, so we're not gonna. It's either we're dead in 100 turns or we're done in 100 turns. So at this point, Dash is getting sick and tired of these little fucking ass wipes. So shooting that one down diagonally.
All right. Make your attack.
22, 25, you're dead.
That is going to hit, and that is another one dead. All right.
One that's prone as a reaction. Curve stomp him. 18 for 20.
That's going to hit. That's another one dead.
And that'll be it.
All right. Sailors. Who's left? Okay, you guys.
Everyone at the front of the ship, basically.
Yeah. He's paralyzed, so he can't do anything. So his turn is wasted. He's going to go ahead and make his attack. And that is a plus for him. 11, that's going to miss. This guy's going to run up these stairs, and he's going to make his attack. That's a miss. This one's going to stab the crustacean that's sort of teeter-tottering, so he gets advantage. That's going to miss. Then he's going to run up the stairs and assist the captain. He's also going to have an advantage thanks to Nash. There we go. All right. E6 plus his 4 in there for 9 points of piercing damage. And that is still up, but badly hurt. All right.
I mean, like, maybe if I hear all this stuff happening up there, I would give up on my armor. And
Okay.
just come-
No, don't give up on your armor. You should be coming
all
up
right.
on it.
She's not coming up anytime soon.
Nash.
Well, Nash keeps getting stabbed by these things, but this thing's teeter-tottering, so it's going to have that predatory instinct of, now's my chance to kill it, or hurt it. So with advantage, it's going to just claw for a soft bit, hopefully. For a crit.
Wow. All right. So he goes ahead and slashes down. Okay. It's going to be 30 points of damage. Nash's claws are considered magical at this point, correct?
We figured this out.
Oh,
the Ranger,
no.
for whatever
That's
reason, does
right.
not get magical animals.
Oh, so he only does his 15 points of damage instead of the 30 full that he wanted to do. Okay. Anything else that Nash can do?
Does 4 Hunter's Mark damage.
4 Hunter's Mark damage. All right.
That's the fucking stupidest thing that your animals don't. Fucking half your class doesn't get fucking magical attacks by default.
Oops. There we go.
That is the dumbest thing.
It is. I'm sorry about that, buddy.
Your DM Glee says otherwise.
Exactly.
I always have DM Glee. Come on now. Let's see here. Is that going to be the end
He's
of Nash's
teetering
turn?
and Nash fucking smacks him super hard. Does he like knock him down to the lower deck or something?
Sure. Make me a strength check from Nash.
Strength check.
18. We'll stay with that. It's going to do, let's see, a d6 worth of damage to the sailor that gets pushed out of the way. 3 points of damage to him. And that's going to send the two of them skidding off onto the lower deck. Still prone. All right. Let's see
it.
here. That brings us to our crustacean friend, who does not like being prone, so he's going to go ahead and stand up and sort of dust himself off before he's going to try and heal by making a claw attack.
Oh great, you got vampire pinchers.
No, nothing like that, but he's going to use one attack to try and hit this dude. He's a +6. So 18's going to hit. And that's going to be 2d6 plus 4 bludgeoning. So 2d6 plus 4. 8 points of damage there. So the guy is still technically alive. And then he's going to use his tentacles. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. 20. 16. He does manage to make it, so he only takes half of this. That's going to be another 2d6 for 5, so he only takes 2 points of damage, and our crustacean heals 2 points of damage. As you watch some of the tentacles latch onto the face of the sailor and begin draining away at its life force. Okay. And since it has him grappled at half speed, it's going to go ahead and move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right to there. And with its sailor-born Capri Sun, it's going to continue doing its thing over on the other side of the ship. And as it does, that's going to bring us over to Sasha.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is try to get rid of this guy.
Okay.
So, I'm going to give another flash. And do my sneak attack. So that should get rid of him.
All right. 16 does hit for 9 points of slashing damage. He's already hurt. And that is the end of him. You don't have to activate your sneak attack if you don't want to on this attack, because the 9 would have been enough. That would allow you that when you throw your dagger, you can activate the sneak attack on that one instead.
All right, then I'll do my dagger with sneak attack. But before I move my dagger, I am going to move. Hold on, let me see how far this guy is. Oops, sorry.
So you take your blade and you cut down one of the fishy creatures before moving along. Where to?
Yeah. I'm going... Hold on. I'm trying to see...
You're going to try and make your way back to the crustacean?
Yeah,
all right, it's going to take you. It's going to take you 10 feet just to get to here, because you have to squeeze past your ally to get back down the stairs.
All right, so I can only get to about here.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to move there. All right. So.
All right. So you go ahead. You squeeze past the sailor trying to move up the stairs, and you go ahead and make your way down the stairs, rushing to quickly get over to the giant crustacean.
Okay, and I'll throw my dagger from here.
Okay. Throw away.
Attack him. And here is my dagger.
That is going to hit. Go ahead and roll sneak attack.
Okay, and now my sneak attack with my dagger.
And then 15 sneak attack. All right. So you do manage to do quite a bit of damage to him with the sneak attack, as you watch as the dagger quickly sinks into some exposed flesh beyond chitinous armor and then reappear at your belt. All right. Then the fishies. They need to make athletics. Well, our group. Let's see here. They are a +2 to this, so 12. All right, that is the DC. So you all watch, except for, of course, Senna, who's below deck, as grappling hooks begin to sling up onto the ship itself from either side of the ship, and these creatures are going to spend their turn getting onto the ship as... Let's see. Can I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All make their way. They spend their entire turns getting up on the ship. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
Yay! It's like we never killed the first batch to begin with.
So, as you watch the rest of these creatures begin to throw their grappling hooks up and climb up onto the top of the ship, the ones that were already here, the first one being up at the mast, is going to try and get out of the dangerous situation that he is in by taking down the paralyzed individual behind him. So that is going to be +4 for him. 6. Luckily he has advantage because he's paralyzed. Both attacks miss horribly. And then the ones over by Nash are going to action disengage. And this one can't get past that sailor, so he's going to jump overboard back into the water. This one, seeing the same situations, jump overboard, and then this one's going to jump overboard. And you watch as they disappear into the water below. Oh. And that'll bring us to Desh. And just as Desh, your turn comes up, finally, Senna, you arrive. Go ahead and roll me initiative,
Better late
Senna.
than never.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. All right. collect my tokens.
You can see that there is blood all over the deck. There are bits and chunks of wood splintered about here and there, and it looks like something large has recently landed where you come out of the second deck. Across from you is a giant crustacean-like creature with several tentacles coming out of its maw, and a poor helpless sailor pinned within its pincers, slowly being drained of life by several tentacles wrapped around his face. And you can see that these 8 fish-like creatures with tridents and leather armor begin to crawl their way onto the sides of the ship.
Well, she got a 13.
Alright, so let's put you in descending order. Okay, so Desh, you're up first.
Alright, seeing someone getting drained, and at this point, it's better if we keep people alive. So, I'm gonna shoot the crustacean. Is there any way I could line up a shot to say break its grip on the sailor to make it drop
If you would
him?
like to do a disarming shot, you are going to take disadvantage on the shot, and you will only deal half your damage to it, but if you successfully hit, it will drop it.
So it's a regular roll because of pack tactics.
The individual he has grappled is not considered threatening it, so I don't think pack tactics comes in, because doesn't pack tactics require...
Stun?
Yeah, he's got the tentacles on his face, which paralyze him, and he's also in the pincer grappled. Does pack tactics specify?
If a creature of at least one of your eyes within 5 feet of the creature now is incapacitated.
Paralyzed would consider him incapacitated, I think, unfortunately. So...
Motherfucker, we need AoE.
Now he's like, all right, now that Nash is big enough, let's just strap a mortar to him.
At this point, yeah, give him a fucking flamethrower at this point. We just need something, because you keep throwing just seas of enemies against 3.5 people.
You kill them rather quickly.
No, we don't.
Fine, I can't fucking... fuck it, I'm gonna try and disarm him. 16.
All right, 16. That will hit. So you disarm him. All right. So he goes ahead and drops the guy. The paralyzing effect ends because the tentacles are no longer wrapped around his face. And he's ready to fight.
Of hunter's mark. So
Extra
13 damage total.
All right. 13 damage total. Oof. He is looking rough. As you can see that there are several holes now within his chitinous armor that are leaking purplish blood onto the deck.
I'm gonna say, if we pull through this, I am skinning him. I hope you realize this, and I'm gonna strap bits of him to Nash or me. We'll see how it works.
Okay.
But that's it for Dash.
All right, sailors. Let's see here. This one's going to go and actually steer the ship so that you aren't just going in a random direction. This one is going to run up and try and attack this one. He's no longer paralyzed, and he doesn't like being next to the thing that paralyzed him, so action disengage to run up to his friends. It's 5, 10, oops, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get there. All right. The one who's paralyzed up top is going to make his con save. No, he's not. He's still paralyzed. All right. And last but not least, our friend who is... So for our two who are attacking... Sure, I want 20. 22 is going to hit. Five points of piercing damage here. And then the other one. 15 is going to hit. For 8 points of piercing damage. And that actually kills some of the new boarders, as they have lower hit points. All right. Cinna.
which of my allies looks the worst off, like hit point wise?
Probably
Nash.
Nash.
You look around and you can see that Nash has got several wounds all across his hide.
Okay, I am going to healing word Nash for 19.
Okay.
And then I will throw a Toll the Dead at the big guy.
All right. Toll the Dead. Wisdom saving throw for him. All right. What is your wisdom saving throw stats? Okay. Yeah, so it's just a straight D20. 7, that's a fail.
Yeah.
He fails.
2d12. That's what I'm talking about.
How would you like to do this?
Up at the end.
Sorry, I'm like in an allergy fog right now. I come up from below deck with like my arms still half tangled in my armor because clearly I had a problem putting it on, and I throw Dash a little bit of healing, and I see this big creepy thing, and I fling my arm toward it, and there's the sonorous bell sound, and it reaches up to cover its ears, and it doesn't even get its tentacles over its ears if it has ears, and it collapses into a pile of dust.
Fantastic.
Ashy dust.
All right, you hear that? Ashy dust. So,
Can't skip now.
all right. Senna, would you like to move?
No, I'm good where
Okay.
I am.
Fantastic. All right. So, that brings us to Nash, who's looking a little healthier.
Yeah, he's supposed to, 30 HP. He's got 49. He's still a little bit over half health now.
Yeah.
As these guys have come into our house, have the gall to muck up our ship, Nash would like to bound downward and try to wreak some havoc among these fucking cocky new boarders.
All right. So, go ahead and make me. He's just going to jump down.
Yeah, just like a leap down.
What is his total movement speed?
40 feet of regular speed, 30 of climb and swim.
Okay, so 40 feet of regular speed would net him he's only doing so you have a choice here. You can move him back a 5-foot step and then have him do a running leap, which will allow him to leap up to 30 feet from where starting from here. Or you can just leave him where he is and he'll only be able to go 20 feet.
So, just to get the idea, 30 feet from where he is, so it's either going to be here or there, which we got top of center, so...
No. So if he takes the back step, he can end up right in front of your dead
right
crustacean.
in that little
Yeah.
nook. Okay. Yeah, in that case, yeah, he's going to back up and then, back up and leap.
Okay, so we watch as Nash takes a few steps back and then takes a running leap over the top of the steering column and lands down on 2 of the emergency rafts for getting off of the ship and slams down on top of them. And go ahead and just roll me a D12. Okay, so there's a pile of splinters that goes spraying out in every direction from the boats that he lands on top of for 5 feet, and roll me a D20 plus 2. Let's see if this hits any of the creatures within 5 feet of him.
Okay, D20 plus 2... 10.
Does a 10 hit Sasha?
No.
Okay, so you're good, as splinters rain down around you. And unfortunately, a 10 does not hit any of the fishy creatures either, as you just watch these chunks of small ship spray out over the sides of the boat. All right. And he's able to take his normal turn now?
Yep, so You know what? Let's make a real show of it. Let's fucking make these scaly sons of bitches wet themselves. You know what? Guy directly diagonal, because that's easier. Nash, Om Nom.
Om nom. Nash goes down and he bites straight into the top half of one of the creatures. And you can see he does quite a bit of damage as he takes off most of the flesh from one of its 4 arms. And it looks pretty daggone wounded, but it's still up.
And just a big angry roar because he's been stabbed, and that's Nash's least favorite thing.
Fantastic. All right. Nash does not have his fear aura yet, so that roar does nothing but roar. Make me an intimidation check.
I just feel that's wrong, but yeah, he's got -2 to charisma. That just feels wrong at some level.
No, not a charisma check. Intimidation. That should use his strength, shouldn't it?
I mean, that's how you want to rule it. I know 5e intimidation is a charisma skill, so.
Is 5e intimidation? Oh, Jesus. All right, I'll give Nash strength, because that just feels wrong.
I know.
All right. 11. And he gives this roar, and it's more like, oh!
Now full recrustation.
I feel like just like the sound of the storm mutes him out a little bit.
Sort of mutes him, yeah. There's a thunderous clap in the background that kind of mutes it out for the most part. And you can see the fishy creatures around him unfazed by this roar and show of prowess. All right. Is that going to be the end of Nash's turn?
That'll be it.
All right. And that's going to bring us to the dead crustacean, who's going to roll a d20. See if he revives.
Oh, he can't revive from Ash?
With 9, no. He can't come back. All right. So he is permanently dead with that. Okay. Sasha.
I'm hitting this guy here. //
All right. With an 8?
I have advantage.
You have advantage. All right. So that'd be 23 for 11 points of slashing damage. That's going to hit, absolutely. Then with the 11 points of slashing damage, you quickly cleave the individual in front of you in half.
Okay. Is he gone? If not, I'm going to hit him with a sneak attack. Okay.
He's dead.
Okay, good. So then that means I'm going to dagger, the next guy.
Okay.
This one here. And I'll use my sneak attack on him.
All right.
I miss him.
Yeah, unfortunately, you watch as the dagger goes flying overboard, and there's a plop in the ocean below. And a small dead salmon rises in the waters before the dagger quickly rushes back to your belt, and you all watch as, well, at least Sasha watches as the salmon, dead, drifts past the boat as it's still continuing forward. All right.
That salmon tips the scales as the dragon turtle arrives.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn? So you've used your action to do the lawful judgment, and you've used your bonus to throw the dagger?
Yeah, I'm just going to move one more
Okay.
to keep my
Rakish audacity? Well, no, you can't. You can't use Rakish because you're within 5 feet of Nash.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Well then.
All right.
And then I'll stay there.
Okay.
Because I thought by moving there I could use Rakish.
And it's as long as anyone is within 5 feet of you or your opponent, and Nash is huge. So.
He's so big, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. That brings us to our fishy friends who are going to move up and get within
Just jump
combat.
right on top of Sasha.
Let's see here. And the new ones need to go ahead and roll another d20 plus 2.
When
19?
this one moves there, do I get an attack of opportunity?
He hasn't moved out of your melee range, so no.
Roll 20. I keep
And-
seeing like Sasha jumping on top of people, people jumping on top of Sasha because it just like doesn't record it moving. More guys.
Yeah. The other ones aren't able to show up because, unfortunately, that side is clogged up with bodies. Actually, one of them would be able to climb overboard. So there you go. All right. And with the new arrivals, it takes their entire turn to get up there, so they don't get to do anything. However, for the 6 that are still up and about, let's see here.
Did the captain never get a chance to move? What happened with the captain's turn?
The captain goes on the sailor's turn, and I forgot to move her. That's correct, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move her down, and I'll let her take her 2 attacks now. 1d20, and then she is a +5. So 21 will hit for her second attack. And she is going to do her damage. So she is a 2d6 +4. 12 points of damage is enough to kill the new one that shows up. And that is another Fishy boy down. And she'll end her turn moving on top. So let me get these guys out of the way. There we go. Fantastic. All right, so the one that is at the front of the ship, surrounded on all sides, is going to... He's heavily injured, so he's going to disengage and he's going to get off. So he takes his action to disengage and then jumps into the water and disappears into the tides. Excuse me.
Yeah, next up, I'm gonna fucking... I gotta take at least one AoE ranger spell, like the fucking one that explodes your bullets into something.
Let's see. For this one, he is going to go ahead and... He's going to risk an attack of opportunity to go and get up here. Does Nash take an attack of opportunity on him?
Yes, he does. I think everything was dead around Nash when I attacked, so he couldn't react to anything. So,
all right.
Nash, wipe 17 for 11.
All right, 17 for 11. That will take him out. Oops. So we quickly watch as Nash sees the one who's trying to go to the upper deck of the front of the ship and quickly takes a slash and cuts him down before he's able to truly move. That will give the cue to the one across from him to go ahead and move the body of his friend and get up there to engage these sailors and keep them busy. And he's going to take a attack with advantage on the paralyzed sailor. Or they do not have the +5 from the Psychic Roar. So 18 and 7. The 18 is going to hit, luckily, for him. So that's, for him, 1d8. And plus his 4. 12 points of piercing damage, and that is going to finally kill off the paralyzed sailor. And let's see. That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5-foot step there. And that'll end his turn. All right. For the 4 who have advantage on Nash. Here we go. There, 1d20s +4. All right, first one with advantage. No.
Miss.
Second one with advantage. Natural 20.
Correct.
All right, let's roll the damage here. /R, 1d8 +4. Make me a con save as he takes 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Anything over 12.
Don't roll something. Okay, he's fine.
He's fine. All right. All right. So that was his turn done. The next one with advantage. 1, 2. Nope.
Miss.
And then the last one with advantage. 1, 2. Okay.
Miss.
18. That's a miss. All right. Fantastic. So they try and stab out at Nash to no avail. And that's going to bring us to Desh.
Alright, well, seeing this one run up and stab a defenseless guy, Desh is going to take a shot at him with tactics advantage, because that guy across from him is not paralyzed.
Absolutely.
18 for 22.
18 is going to hit, and that is another one down. Ping, which one you hit exactly?
One that ran up away.
Let's see here. Does he have that much reach?
Yeah.
That's with his gun?
It's his gun.
Oh, Dash. Sorry, I was thinking of Nash for some reason.
No,
I'm like,
this is Rifle Wizard.
Wow. All right, so that boyo is totally dead. Because there's no way he'd survive 22 points of damage. Okay.
Now, the question is, does Nash's reaction come back on his turn like normal, or would it come back on my turn because he's my
It comes
companion?
back on his turn normal.
Okay, so in that case, he does not get a reaction attack right now. As a bonus action, because these guys are getting squirrely and swimming away, I'm going to move Hunter's Mark to that guy.
Okay, so you go ahead and move Hunter's Mark over here. And go ahead and take it off of the dead crustacean ash pile. And put it on the boyo. And that going to be the end of your turn?
Yeah, that'll be about it.
Sailors. All right. So freed up here at the top, these guys are going to go ahead and go to the sides of the ship. And they're going to begin climbing up the ropes to try and get a vantage point. 1d20. Then they are plus 3s. They both go ahead and successfully begin climbing up onto the ropes, and they're going to go up into the crow's nest with all of their movement and their dash. All right. That's going to bring us to, let's see here, the captain. The one steering the boat, he's going to make his navigation check. Oops. No. Turned my caps on lock on by accident. D20, and then he is plus 6 for navigation tools. 23, so he successfully manages to get the ship back onto the correct course. And then the captain is going to take her attacks. Let's see here. Yeah, she'll split them. So the one in front of Sasha and then the one in front of her. So one, that's going to be a miss. And that's going to be a miss, unfortunately. And that's going to bring us to Cinna.
That guy up here get to stab one of them?
You are correct. So for him, 12, that's still a miss.
Yeah, that'll worth a shot.
Cinna, you are up.
Okay. I am going to cast Shatter.
That's what we need.
Focusing it right here. It's a 10-foot radius, so it should hit all of the bad guys and none of the good guys right there.
All right, with that, focusing it on the tip of the cannon, you go ahead and cast Shatter, and you watch as the wood railing and much of the wood underneath the creatures cracks and tears, and the ship itself takes 9 points of damage, as well as... Oh, ships have a lot of hit points, so, all right. They need to make a Constitution
You're describing so much of how, like, Nash is stomping around, breaking wood, now or exploding the ship.
All right, so they need to make a con save. Their cons are a plus 3. So that's 1. That's a success, so he takes half on Shatter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then 2, that's a failure. He takes full. That's a failure. That's a pass, and that's a pass. Okay. So, he takes 4. You take 4.
I cast at a higher level, so the
did you?
total was 14.
total.
So they're taking
Total was 14,
7
so
for
they're
the
taking
half.
7. All
Yeah.
right. Well, then, you quickly watch, in that case. 1. These 3 only have 5 hit points, so they die. And these one who failed his check is also dead, and that leaves 1 alive there.
Sweet AoE, the salvation we need.
I'm gonna give Sasha one of my bardic inspiration, and I'm happy where I'm standing still, so I'm all set.
So Sasha, you get a bardic inspiration, and that brings us to Nash.
All right. Well, that side is suddenly very much lighter, so Nash is gonna reel around and you know what? Let's get the pain train going. He's gonna smack my hunter's mark target.
Okay.
That big old claw.
That's going to hit, and that's going to kill.
Sure. All right. So that's another one that is squished.
Okay.
That's it from my boy.
Sasha.
All right, I am hitting this guy right here, with the blade.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I only did 3. But then I am gonna go ahead and do my sneak attack.
Okay, the sneak attack is what will kill him. All right, so another one bites at us.
And then I'm going to throw my dagger at this one.
Okay. Make it at disadvantage because you are throwing your dagger past a huge creature which is acting... Actually, don't make it at a disadvantage. I'll just give him 3/4 cover. Do you have sharpshooter?
No, I
Okay.
don't have sharpshooter.
Then make your attack.
All right. Ling, don't fail me now.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, you watch as the dagger lands just a little short as it smacks into the wood underneath Nash before popping back to your belt. All right. Do you want to move?
Yeah, I am going to move to... I'm going to move back here and then up. No, I don't want to block her. Ugh. I'm just going to move back to here.
Okay, so you quickly rush back and get near the stairs that lead down to the second deck.
Yeah, and next I'll end up having to run all the way across. I just didn't have enough to run all the way across.
Gotcha. All right.
And I don't want to get in front of Senna.
The Fishy Boys, you watch as one of them pulls a small carved trinket out of a bag and begins blowing into it. And there is a shrill whistle that breaks out over the entire ship as the two of them are going to disengage and pop back into the water.
Here comes the Kraken to break the ship.
All right. And the battlefield falls silent.
Right. I am going to see if I can look everywhere to see where these where these things came from.
Okay.
Like, is there more? Is there anything following us?
So go ahead and make me a perception check as you go to the edge of the ship and look over to try and track them. Okay, with a 23. All right. Is there something that that you wanted to say, Senna?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say while she does that, I'm gonna check and see if any of the crew is healable.
You can see several of them are healable. None of them were outright killed, and it looks like many of them were just knocked unconscious, possibly to be dragged into the depths once these fishy creatures were done, knocking all of you out.
Okay, well I have.
We're not gonna have to make a skeleton crew work.
Sorry, I have
Spare the dying?
9 spell slots left, so I can cure wounds 9 times. at various levels. If you want me to roll them all, or
don't even roll. We watch as Sasha goes towards the side of the ship and begins to look down to try and track your follower, or to try and track your attackers. We watch as Cinna quickly begins rushing around the ship, gathering up all the various different crew members who were hurt in the skirmish itself, and gathering them into a large line before going down that line and going through and healing as much as she can to bring them back to their healthy selves. While that is going on, Sasha, as you look down into the water, you can see there's roughly about 8 of those fish-like figures that are now swimming down lower and lower into the ocean. And you rolled a 23? Yeah. So you can see that roughly about 120 feet behind, and you don't know how far down, there are a few lights of some sort of building of some sort at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, so we were passing over some maybe underwater village?
Maybe. You could certainly go investigate.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and see what I can find on all these guys.
You turn around and you are greeted on all sides by a blood-soaked deck of purple and blue blood, several bits and pieces of horrible-smelling fishy chunks, intestines that sort of roll about underneath your feet as you walk through the mushiness. And you can collect in total 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 tridents, 18 leather shields with wooden reinforcements, 18 sets of worn leather armor, about 45 gold pieces, and a number of about 70 small pieces of carved unidentified bone.
Okay, 18 tridents, 18 shields, 18 sets of worn leather armor,
45 gold pieces,
45 gold pieces,
70 small pieces of carved bone.
small pieces of carved bone.
Are they carved into like recognizable shapes?
Various different shapes. Some of them look to be carved into the shapes of various different recognizable fish. Others look to be carved into like small versions of weapons. Others represent what looks like a rune of some sort. It's a mishmash all over the place.
Alright, so we have everyone up and running crew-wise again?
Everybody's up and running crew-wise.
What's the name of these creatures? What were they?
Yeah, looking to the captain, just, is this normal on voyages?
Quite normal indeed, in fact. The Chul, and she kind of motions with her chin towards the large crustacean that is but a pile of ash on the other side of the ship at this point. Usually leads raiding parties in these parts of the water. So, I don't know exactly what the fishy ones are called, though. But the Chul, at least, is something anyone would recognize.
Are we safe? Have we discouraged attack? Or should we expect more?
For now, yes. I'm not sure if we should expect more, though. It depends on if we are outside of their territory.
Well, apparently there were lights down below, so I think we passed over maybe one of the little cities.
That would make sense. Easy pickings, as it were.
Yeah, we did not truly lose anyone, it seems, so
Yes.
we were not so easily
Oftentimes, their goal is to simply take prisoners for food later.
Oh boy. Well, that's disconcerting.
Well,
I will
it
hope
lets
that
us know
we
where
can-
we are in our journey. If we're passing over the Chuled territories, that means soon we will hit the Shark Fang.
The shark thing? That doesn't sound tempting.
Well, I do have the necessary materials to make a deal with them, so perhaps, as long as we don't run into the more aggressive tribes, we will be fine.
So, how's your heart feeling there, Dash?
Still kind of vague, or has it been getting stronger over the last couple
Very
days?
strong over the last couple of days.
Still on the same heading?
Following that, and you've been giving the directions to the helmsman and the captain as to what heading to take in general.
Yeah, with just grabbing over the chest and just feeling at his own heart, and just we go closer, very, very closer. We are going the right way.
I'm going to help push the bodies overboard and help clean it out.
Okay. You begin to push the bodies overboard. You can see that in the background, some of the sailors who've been healed, and thank Senna for the healing. Actually, some of them actually drag 4 of the bodies down into the lower hold, while the rest of the bodies begin getting pushed overboard. One of the sailors, sort of a younger individual, kind of walks over to the pile of ashes that is the Chul, and there's like a single sliver of a tentacle there, and he kind of picks it up and goes, "Dang, really would have wanted its liver," and then chucks the tentacle piece into the water.
After we get the deck pretty much cleaned off of bodies and guts and gore, I am going to sit towards the front of the ship, and I am going to pray to Saren Ray for success in our mission.
All right, religion check. You do not get the bonus of +4 because you are not sitting in your room with your idols.
Okay.
All right.
Nope. I'm having a really hard time.
Okay. With that. All right. Well, it is. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
As we come to the close of our episode of the Black Waves. So,
Another day we stayed alive.
another day you stay alive, another day within the Fishy realm, and soon the Shark Fangs.
I thought you were just going to say we were going to go on break.
All right. Thank you all so much for coming out. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you guys next time. In the meantime, I've been your DMGM, whichever you would like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I've been joined by this lovely cast of people who will be bringing you more adventures as time goes on. We will be seeing Wade every time we come around here to Saturdays, but we'll be seeing more of Ellen on Monday, so expect that in the near future. Bye!
Bye.
Very well.